Expressed as a fraction in lowest terms. Notice that we have 45 over 135, and our goal is to take this fraction and express it in lowest terms. So we have defined a number that can go into both 45 and 135 without leaving a remainder. So what number will we use? Let's use 5. 45 divided by 5 is definitely 9, and 135 divided by 5 is 27. And so we have 9 over 27. But this fraction, 9 over 27, can be simplified further. What number can go into both 9 and 27 without leaving a remainder? The answer is definitely 9. And so we can use 9 for this. We could also use 3, but let's use 9. And so we say 9 divided by 9 gives us 1. And 27 divided by 9 gives us 3. And so that means that our answer is 1 over 3. So 45 over 135 is actually 1 over 3 in simplest terms. Next, we have expressed as a fraction in lowest terms. So we have to take 8% and express that. We have to take 8% and express that as a fraction in lowest terms. Notice that we have 8%, and what we have to do is we have to, in order to take this percentage and change it into a fraction, we have to take the 8 and we have to put it over 100. And so what can help you to remember that you have to put it over 100 is the percentage symbol. Notice that we have the slash that could remind you of the 1 in the 100. And these two circles can remind you of the zeros in the 100. So 8 over 100 is 8% as a fraction, but it's not in lowest terms yet. We have to simplify it further. So we have to find a number that can go into both 8 and 100. What number is that? Well, let's use 4. So 4 goes into 8 how many times? Well, 4 goes into 8 twice, and 100 divided by 4 is definitely 25. And this is in simplest form because 2 is a prime number, and so we have 2 over 25. And so 8% as a fraction in lowest terms is 2 over 25. Next, the question states, express as a fraction in lowest terms, 0.625. Now, how are we going to write 0.625 as a fraction? Notice that there are 1, 2, 3 numbers behind the decimal point. And so that means that we're going to have 1, 2, 3 zeros, right? And that means that we're going to have, let me say it better. So we have 1, 2, 3 numbers behind the decimal point. That means that we're going to put 625 over 1,000. And notice that there are 3 zeros. And the 3 zeros, the reason why we put the 3 zeros is because there are 3 numbers behind the decimal point. And so that's why we take 625 and put it over 1,000. And it makes sense because 6 is in the 10th place, 2 is in the 100th place, and 5 is in the 1,000th place. And so what we have here is 65 over 1,000, and that's 0.625 expressed as a fraction. And so what we have to do is we have to simplify this fraction. We have to find a number that can go into 625 and 1,000. Let's use 25. So we say 625 divided by 25. And 625 divided by 25 is definitely 25. And we take 1,000 and divide it by 25. That gives us 40. So we have 25 over 40. But that fraction, this very same fraction, can be reduced further. What number can go into 25 and 40? That number is definitely 5. 5 goes into 25 5 times, and 5 goes into 40 8 times. This fraction is in its simplest form. It's in its lowest terms. And so we have 5 over 8. So what that means is 0.625. This decimal, 0.625, written as a fraction in lowest terms, is definitely 5 over 8. And that's the answer to this question.